In our last video, we had the very, very scary time of Vanna getting a really bad case of altitude sickness. We came back to the finca where we knew we'd be comfortable and at a lower altitude. I am happy to report that after a few days of relaxing, she is her old self, good to go, and on the dash, because it's moving day. Now we're headed back to Cuenca to deal with a follow-up dentist appointment. It's stuff we've already showed you guys, so unless something really exciting happens on the drive back, we'll just see you guys when we get settled into our camp. We're trying out a new camp in Cuenca this time.
All right, I guess it was a matter of time before this happened, but the road is closed. We're about a mile up the way. But y'all can see this is an active slide, and there's rocks and there's boulders that continue to come down the side of the mountain. I can see there's workers up top of there trying to figure out and assess it, but I don't see the equipment here to move this dirt. There's not a lot of dirt. But when you see these boulders come down, they come down with just such force. It's clearly a dangerous situation. And I think this is our only way back. So we got some figuring out to do. But look at these big boulders coming down the hill. Wow. Well, at least we have stunning views here at the valley. But as rocks continue to come down here, I see it looks like they're trying to safe it up top. There's workers up there. But meanwhile, it doesn't look like we're moving anytime soon. Excuse me. So there's a crew up there, and they're kind of trying to get rid of any risk of anything that's going to come down further. So they're up there trying to push the stuff down. You guys already saw the rocks tumbling down. But meanwhile, you have all this whole line of traffic here. People are up on the hill yelling at them, telling them how to do it. They say 10 minutes. I think it's got to be at least 2 hours. I still don't see equipment here to handle it, so I'm gonna go back and get with Snow and see if we can't find a detour around this. All right, the reason I don't see any equipment is because this is all gonna get removed by hand. So the guys up top said they have it safed up there. So you got a whole group of people right now who are in line of traffic coming here and helping clear the road. Wow, I guess I might as well get down there and help myself. Wow, it's crazy. All right, so I just met this awesome indigenous Ecuador family. We did a little photo shoot, but the motos, this is why they're running. They are running traffic through this right here already. So it is going. So I got to get down and get back to the van. All right. Wow. Wow. This is crazy. Excuse me. Pardon. Yeah, they're still up there.
All right, it's our turn to drive through this mess that Curt has already showed you guys. The quicker we can get through this loose rock area, the better. Woo!
Zona de rumbas.
Think that's how it would happen back in the States?
Whoa. Takes a village.
All right, back on the road, headed to Cuenca.
Oh no, anxiety creeps up on me. Is this how it's supposed to feel? Tell me when it's over, I got someplace that I gotta be. It won't leave. My friends say, get out of your comfort zone, it's a blessing in disguise.
We made it to our camp, we settled in. It's a nice little free wild camping spot at a park. We got up bright and early this morning, went to the dentist for my first dentist appointment of the day, and I'm happy to report it went very well. Now I come back this afternoon to get the stitches removed by the surgeon that did my extraction. Then we're headed to the beach. Right, Curdy?
Yes, ma'am. Wow, what happened to
It's time for some palm trees and maybe some coconuts. Let's go. It's moving day. We are leaving the city of Cuenca. Second phase of dental work is done. One more phase to do in a few weeks. Did some street camping, some free parking, right out here by the hospital and the university. Spent a few nights here, very safe, very secure, very comfortable. And the kiddies, they loved this park. But I have not seen palm trees on the ocean and waves and sand since northern Colombia. And I'm excited to get over there. But we gotta drive, just like normal. So let's go. This is for sure the worst recent landslide we have seen. There are houses on the other side and under these rocks. This is a big one. Wow. I hope it was in the daytime when people weren't home. So we could be on a bit of an adventure. We just passed a sign that said the road to some small little town, Returo or something, was closed for a landslide. We've done our best without cell service to look ahead, and we think that little town is a few miles off of this road, and we are hoping that it's not this main road that's closed, but the little access road to that small mountain town that is closed. But we'll find out when y'all do, when we drive through there. Fingers crossed, right, Curdy?
Yeah, it could potentially be a big backtrack. That huge landslide at the start of the trail is not a good indication.
No.
There's not a lot of traffic on this road, which is another thing that's not a good indication. But we'll find out.
To get to the coast, the Pacific coast of Ecuador from Cuenca, we have to cross the Andes Mountains again. The first couple of times we crossed the Andes down here, I thought I would try to keep track of how many times we crossed them. But the way these mountains run right through the middle of these countries, it's just a normal way of life down here that you're going to be crossing the Andes if you're going anywhere. But one thing interesting just happened. Apparently, we're going to drive right through a national park. National Park Cajas. We just went through the entry gate, and just before that, Curt was commenting how there's a lot of the green pine kind of trees down here, and then it reminded him a bit of Montana. So let's go ride through a national park, guys. We are climbing as we go through this national park. If you watched our last episode, you know that our little Vanna, when we spent too much time up at the tall volcanoes, she got a case of altitude sickness and gave us a big scare. So two things. One, if you're going hiking up in the mountains and you're taking your pets, make sure you think about altitude sickness for them and do a little research. We did not, and it was terrible. The next thing is just driving across these mountains for a few hours will not have effect on her or us. It's just if you spend more than 24 hours or sleep up at the high altitudes that you start to become more susceptible. So we will not camp in these kind of places, but there's no choice. We got to drive through them. G's telling us about it too. All right, we think our road is closed. We saw in the distance, it definitely looks like it's closed. We even saw boulders flying down the mountain. And yeah, there it is. Our road is closed. All right. Look at that, guys. So we turn around right here and go back another way. Google didn't show us anything. We got a bit of cell service. I checked Waze. Waze didn't say anything. But the road is gone.
So look, they got the big excavators up there.
Yeah. That's why those boulders, we came around the corner and saw them coming down. I wouldn't want to be on those excavators. So we just talked to the policemen that are posted here, and this project to get this road opened back up and normal is going to take at least a year. I don't know if y'all can see them, and sorry if you're not interested in this, but if you're new to the channel, me and Curt both come from a road building background back in the United States. So this is fascinating to us. They're up there building the stair steps that'll come down that mountain so that they won't have the avalanches on the road anymore. The policeman said there had been many deaths right here. So they decided to just take the time and fix it right. It's been several hours since we came up on that road closure in the mountains. Curt turned us around, drove us all the way back to Cuenca. We lost 4 hours. We did some regrouping. We have to drive, it looks like maybe an extra 8 or 10 hours around to get to the destination we wanted to. But we've made a lot of good time today, and we're almost to our new campsite, which we think has waterfalls and is at very low elevation. We have gone through the mountains. They've turned into desert-looking mountains, dropped all the way down, and we're at the same level as this river. I don't think we're too far from the coast, but we will not get to it today. Today, our goal is a waterfall campsite, and we have about an hour to go. All right, we have a pickup truck full of chickens ahead of us. We have stopped in a little town. I think it's called Sarayunga. We're gonna see if we can find a snack, something we can eat while we keep driving, because we're on a roll.
We're like butter.
Go get them, Curdy. They had our favorite empanadas, the light, fluffy ones that taste like elephant ears. Curt got one for him, one for me. She's getting grumpy, but buddy, it's not our fault. We gotta drive a bit more today. We also got 2 bolognese, looks like maybe with chicken or chicharrones in them. If you're new to the channel, bolognese are big balls. That always makes Curt laugh. But they're big balls of plantains and seasoning and meat, and they're really yummy sometimes. Sometimes they're just not so great. But hoping these are good, Curt has walked up to the convenience store. I'm gonna drive up that way, and the GPS says 1 hour and 20 minutes to go. We didn't forget our buddy. We grabbed him a snack too. He loves grass. But back to the road. Oh, if you're wondering, Vanna's chilling on the couch.
So I've heard it said that Ecuador is the #1 banana exporter in all the world. Now, I didn't look it up to confirm if it's true, but throughout Ecuador, we haven't seen a whole ton of banana trees, but we are definitely in banana land. So we literally been in these banana plantations for about an hour, And it looks like while you're south of Guayaquil, all the way between the beaches and the mountains, it's nothing but bananas, a few roads and a couple houses. But there's more to these banana fields when you look at them closer. They have kind of trenches dug throughout here for irrigation. We noticed a lot of them had little sprinkler systems set up in there, but it looks like a lot of care. These are all strapped up. They bag the bananas. Looks like a lot of work goes into these things, guys. But we are definitely headed into the selvas, the jungles, which is a place that you know we love. And we have no hopes or promises of monkeys, but you know I'm always on the lookout. And also there's supposed to be some really cool cascadas, but most importantly, a place to sleep, to stay the night, where we can open the door and get G money, some outdoor smells, maybe even a walk before we head to the beaches tomorrow. As we rock and roll on this little banana plantation road, turns out I was wrong. As we get closer to the mountains, if you look at all these trees out there, those are chocolate trees or cacao. And they're the red ones. So if you guys have watched any of our chocolate tours, you know the red ones grow faster than the yellow ones, but the yellow ones are the better ones. If I'm being perfectly transparent, this place that we're going at was nowhere on our radar at the start of this morning, or ever for that matter. We had no plans of being down this area, but due to that detour, that 2-hour detour where we saw that huge landslide, we backtracked, found an alternate route. Snow found this place.
We haven't done a lot of research on it, so y'all cross your fingers. But it's been an interesting ride to get here.
It's definitely been interesting and nothing that I expected, but we're certainly gonna find out what this place is all about in just a minute. All right, 3 kilometers away and we've come up on a sign. I see on the sign 8 different waterfalls. The marketing says 7. But as we come up through these little houses in this neighborhood, as we get closer and closer to the mountains, we've come up a little bit in elevation, but the banana plantations, which are, I don't know, maybe smaller wild ones or whatever, not as organized. Small family ones have come back, as has the cacao plants, which look like they're interspersed with the banana plants here in this environment. So it's changed a little bit, but similar backdrop. And
Bananas and chocolate.
there's a pig in there. There's a pig in there. There's the baño. Look at that thing. Guys, we are in the jungle. Entrada a las piscinas con casada natural. So there's a little waterfall with a little pool up this way. Wow, guys. This is real. We are back in it again, and I love it. All right, guys, we're out here and we have a little turtle sighting. He was in the road. River crossing. Snow is calling. Spoiler alert. As we drop down into this little place, we get a sneak peek of a little waterfall right there.
You guys will be happy to know that I went to the mall in Cuenca and got some legit hiking shoes to go with my new knee. Now, I just put them on. I'm not going to do too much hiking right now, but this is the first time I've wore them. But let's see what this camp looks like. I think Curt's going to try to sneak up the drone.
Good morning, everyone. Another beautiful day. Today we're in the selvas, or the jungles, and I just got G outside. See how he'd respond to this little area. This is more like his natural climate. But what a beautiful morning. G's having a good time. He's decided he wants to go down to Cascada number 1. Alright, as G leads the way down through these banana fields to Cascada number 1, he just spotted it. And I don't know if you know about G Money, but he's not a big fan of water or the noise. Great morning. Gonna go on a little hike this morning with Snow, short one, and we're gonna get on the road.
Good morning. So we had a good night's sleep. It was very nice and peaceful and quiet out here in the jungle. This morning we're getting an early start and we're going on a hike.
Right up the bat, this trail starts uphill. Good news. Snow has a rail to the left side. She has new hiking shoes. And today we did not forget the walking stick. So for the first time in her hiking life, she is fully equipped and headed uphill with her new knee.
We can definitely hear the water. Oh, I just got my first glimpse of the waterfall, or a waterfall. I guess there's 8 of them here. But look how pretty this waterfall is, just right here in the middle of the jungle.
All right, Snow's decided to get a little crazy. Back when she was a kid, she used to always love climbing on rocks. And she's out there having some fun. These rocks are very slippery. Everyone should be surprised. Snow has decided to make an attempt to scale up this rugged pet trail of slippery rocks up to the next cascadas. Ready to give these new hiking shoes a proper test. These stones are a bit slippery and definitely steep.
Made it up. Going down. We'll see how that goes in a minute.
All right, up to waterfall number 3. Some pretty cool traverse up through here. A steep slanted rock face. You have a rail. The rocks and the moss and the mud are slippery. Not too bad. At least you have something to hold on to. But we are in the selvas again. Look at this. Wow. Beautifully amazing, guys. We're at about 900 foot elevation, probably about 85 degrees. Welcome to the jungle. Look at that footwork.
I'll be glad when I don't have to look down so much. I gotta plan each step right now, but eventually, hopefully I can just walk on the trail.
Wow, Waterfall 3 has a cool effect. If you can see, it kind of goes off to the side under that rock, and then the river wraps right around in front of me and drops down there to Cascada number 2. But right here in the middle of it are two giant boulders that at some point in time came tumbling down, and now they have big giant trees growing out of them. Look at that, there's a little cueva back there, and you can see the crevasse where the water's kind of washed out under that other giant boulder that's fallen down at some point in time. Wow. Straight away out of Cascada number 3 is a much rockier, sort of pebblier staircase. It's still, I guess, in pretty good shape considering. I mean, these are hand-placed steps or hand-affected steps, and there is still a rail. So I would say the trail's pretty good. Man, it'd be tough for me to think that snow would break through this. Don't think it'd be good. But anyway, off to number 4. And another interesting piece of the trail. So you can see all the roots just digging down, covered in moss, digging down into the rocks. And then we have this big rock wall here that's covered with moss. And I got to be careful through this because it's just big, smooth, slippery rock. And there's kind of mud and algae on it. And so slipping could be real easy. But there's Cascada number 3. All right, I've reached the point where I don't know if this is 4 or 5, because I don't know if some of these smaller ones they're counting or not. It's kind of a series of little cascadas here, and it looks like it keeps going. This is a pretty steep climb up through slippery rocks. I'm gonna do it. I can see another cascada up here. For reasons explained, they could be counting these little ones each as cascadas, which could make that one 8, or we might go further up. The problem is it's starting to rain. I do not have my hiking shoes on. I was only gonna go up to Cascada number 1 or 2 and scout it out. So I just scrambled up something like this, and you can see I have that much more scrambled up. But here's the top of the next waterfall. So they made little cuts on this rock, like with a carbide saw blade or something. So there's actually little sort of hidden foot notches in that little piece, if you will, which made it a lot better. And now we have the official count. This is Cascada number 5. Oh wow, this place is definitely noteworthy. So I'm kind of watching my foot placement on these slippery rocks, and I look up and look at this magic little opening here. So I've been walking along the river, and it looks like there's another stream coming down here. So it's kind of a little hop over water crossing, and kind of the river is shallow up there, so it splits, and it looks like the trail is kind of up the river. And I think I already told you guys I don't have my hiking shoes, but that definitely looks like the trail. And I think this is waterfall number 6, but I see more of a trickle of water coming down the face of the rock than a waterfall. But there's a slot canyon up through there, so I gotta go peek my head around there and see if that waterfall's up in that slot. So it is. It does drop through that canyon there, but I can't really get a good look at it without getting wet. So, sorry guys. I think it's stunning, but it's the best you get. But I can see it goes up quite a bit further. Wow. Hopefully you guys can see it. Not on the red leaf, but a brown leaf above it. There's a little teeny tiny dart frog. So I believe this would be number 7. So you can see another stream kind of trickles down over these layers of rock and down into the river. And that would make this one number 8. Wow. So it looks like it's a triple bender. So up top it stops, breaks to my right, our right, goes down, and then breaks left. It kind of trickles down a rock face the whole way, jaggedy, and lands in this little lagoon right here. The layers in the rock make a beautiful rock wall along here. Alright guys, I'm really scared. I just got bit by something. I had my hand on the rail and I was walking. I got a long way to go and my hand is swelling up. Super sharp pain. I have no idea what it was. I didn't see a bug or anything, but it had to be a bug. I got to get back here. Hopefully these ladies know maybe what kind of bug it could have been. We have some Benadryl in the van, but I can tell you it's swelling up really fast. So I gotta hurry because I'm only at Cascada 5. So just to catch you guys up with the hand.
Oh, how's it doing? It's a little poofy around your knuckles, but it doesn't look too bad. It's red. Does it feel stiff?
Feels a little stiff. The swelling's still going up. I thought we had Benadryl. Turns out we don't. We do have some allergy medicine. So I am kind of allergic to wasps and bees. So anyway, it appears to be okay. Not too bad. Appear to be in good shape. I did have the energy to whip up some dinner.
Some yummy dinner.
So we're going to have that.
Look at this boy.
My buddy's happy we're not driving on windy roads.
He's dreaming about something too.
On to the beach. This is where we're going to leave you guys. We hope you enjoyed the 8 waterfalls.
Next stop, palm trees, coconuts, sand, and waves. Let's go. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you guys know when we put out new videos. And don't forget, you can always follow us over on Instagram to see what's going on in between videos. Cheers, guys.